Hello, America. It's time to check the nonsense at the door, clear the cobwebs between your ears, and have a rational-ish conversation. This is the lost art of common sense.
Hello, America. This is Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this is the lost art of common sense. This week we'll be talking about, we're going to name it gender bender. Basically, kind of how this phenomenon is taking a hold of America's values, maybe, or it's got a grip on a lot of the social and cultural going on these days. So we figured it'd be time to talk about it. One thing we do, at least I want to say, is we're not here to be malicious. We're just here to point out what we think is going on. Whatever way you want to live your life is how you should live it. We're libertarians. We feel that everybody should have a choice to live as freely as they want. Obviously within the guidelines of the law, but other than that, I think you should, for the most part, be able to live the way you feel you need to live. Josh, you want to say anything on that?
No, I agree with that. I think it's I don't know if it's I think it's a subculture that is gaining popularity in the media, and we're going to discuss what it's all about, and hopefully the laws that we practice our freedoms with are always stay constitutional. Just want to throw that in there.
Exactly. It's the bedrock of our society, and that's how we should govern it. Okay, Josh, gender dysmorphia is a real thing. But do you think it's as prevalent as like the LGBTQ plus community and the Democratic Party has made it out to be? I mean, it seems like, I think I read somewhere where it was actually like 0.02% of the population has actual gender dysmorphia, like syndrome, to where they actually feel they are in the wrong body. It seems like it's a lot more than that right now, or is it just are are they making it more than it really is? I guess.
Yeah, well, there is a lot more of it now. I think the number, like, total population used to be 0.02%. Somebody said it's as high as 0.6% um, for the whole population. But it's like, oh man, I just had the number in my head. It's like 15% for 30 and below.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think that's for like trans though. I think that's just
no,
LGBT.
that's people who are dealing with gender dysphoria. I don't think it's gender dysphobic morphic.
Dysmorphia.
It could be. I don't know. Either one. But no, like it's like 15%, 30 and below, which tells you that it's not natural. It's not like a natural, normal thing going on. Like, because the numbers don't make any sense. So that's when
Yeah.
it starts raising red flags that something's going on.
Do you okay? Well, then in that case, what is making it go on? Is it the far left and the LGBT community? Is it indoctrinating these children? You see a lot of people say they're grooming the kids. Is that what's actually happened? I mean, is this why it's 15% right now?
I think it's 100%. I wouldn't say it's 100%. It's mostly grooming. Like, they don't like you to use that word, but like parents that are losers and have done nothing with their life who want to feel special will think their 4 year old wants to be, say, they have a 4 year old boy. And there's an actual video, I think, on TikTok where there's a 4 year old boy and his mom's saying, "How old are you?" And he's saying 7. And she corrects him on, uh, like, "No, you're 4. But are you a boy or a girl?" And then he says, she kind of leads him into it, but she says, "You're a girl." he said, "Oh, I'm a girl." So she doesn't correct him on him being a girl, but he can't be 7. But it's like there's that. I think there's parents that like feed into it because it makes them feel different and special. And then there's others that are like communal where it's like all the stuff you're seeing, like whether it be on TV, like it seems like there's some people have said that a lot of this is popping up in like clique groups amongst women too, like younger women. So it is definitely like between the TV, the media, literature, some of the crap that they're talking about in schools. I mean, like in, uh, I know that there's, pretty sure there's like kindergarten classes in Missouri where there are teachers that have like kids dealing with this, and there's no reason why a kid in kindergarten is dealing with this. They're not dealing with this. They're being, for what do they call it? Gender affirmed, which is stupid.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, with that bill in Florida, and I think this was a good thing where you should not be talking to kids younger. I mean, that only goes to third grade. I think it should be longer than that. That you should not be talking about gender and sex and all that stuff to kids younger. Than I don't know what their grade is. What is it, like 6, 5, 7? I don't know. I can't remember. Um,
I was kind of a
I
dummy,
think
so I can't go off
7
my
or 8,
age for
right?
what grade.
7 or 8, I think probably.
Probably.
But I still think it shouldn't be until at least middle school that you should even start talking about this type of things. Because I know we're older. I know we're both in our 40s, and I don't remember anything other than I don't remember anything personal about my teachers at all. Maybe once we got into high school and stuff, you got a little more repertoire. Well, you'd actually talk to your teachers, and socialize with them a little bit. But I don't remember in especially elementary school knowing anything about my teachers, let alone what their lifestyle was at home. Like I don't think there's any need for that. I don't care if they're straight, gay, trans, whatever. You, there's no reason for it. I mean, I think most of this is like, and you see this a lot in like the like we follow Libs of TikTok. A lot of the times they'll be talking about how it makes them feel to be affirmed by their classes. So it's not to help the kids at all. It's to make themselves feel good about what they're doing. And if you need a bunch of children to affirm who you are, then you're probably not mentally stable enough to be teaching children. Is how I feel. You're not there to get affirmation for who you are. You're there to shape young minds, to teach them how to read, write. Um, and as you go older into classes, and later in life, you should be teaching them how to be. That's when you start doing the social aspect of life. Even then, I don't think it should be the teachers. It should be the parents, the social group, the community, their friends, and that's how you learn social. You know, the social aspect of life more than what a teacher should be. A teacher should not be really doing that as much as everybody else. A
Yeah,
teacher
I would
should be
agree with
there to
that.
teach.
Well, here's the thing though, because like they all do this and act like we're doing the best for the child because we're making them feel better by affirming their gender or this or that. For one thing, if a teacher's transgender and they're not like selling it in beforehand, they shouldn't be able to be a teacher. And not to have anything necessarily against that person, but when we're raising children and we're teaching children, the whole point of school and all that stuff, and even raising kids, is you're getting them ready for life. They're not experiments. They're not there to make you feel better about yourself. It's to make these children ready for life. And we're not doing that. We're raising a bunch of socially handicapped children. And we've ran into it in our job. I mean, not with this stuff, but like just like people that can't deal with any type of adversity
Or
whatsoever.
any criticism.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't do the best job in the world. Oh,
Yeah.
or I want to raise and I'll be the best worker you got. That's not how that works.
No, you need to prove that you're the best worker before you get a raise.
Yeah, but I mean, we've ran into stuff like that with like I guess millennials and Gen Z, stuff like that. But like we're not, and that's why they keep saying like back in the day, like way even before us, because we're obviously immature as hell when we were in our
We're still
like
immature as hell. Let's not.
yeah
Let's
that is
not
not we
really.
are not a good comparison. But I mean, we pay our bills and stuff. We're
Yeah,
responsible.
yeah. We're
But
just
I wasn't in my
immature.
20s.
Yeah,
Oh, kinda. I mean, I've had a job since I was like 14. So I don't
yeah.
know.
I'm
Maybe
just.
that's different too. Um, but people like aren't ready. Like that's why I think you see all these people living at home with their parents, like way past after graduation, because they're like, you know, well, I'm comfortable where I'm at, or I don't have a job, or they went to college or something stupid and found out that you can't get a job if you major in basket weaving and women's studies.
Yeah, unless you
I
go
mean,
for
it's
teaching those jobs, I guess.
yeah. I mean, that's why I think that like that example you brought up, and you see a lot of that. Oh, it makes me feel so good. I wouldn't feel comfortable if I had a child going to a teacher like that because then are they becoming distracting from what they're teaching? And hopefully they're teaching the non crazy state approved curriculum, which that's not even guaranteed anymore. Like it's a distraction. And that's what I'm saying. The whole job is to raise and be productive adults, and we are failing at that horribly.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying all teachers. There's a bunch of good teachers. This is like probably out of all the teachers, is probably maybe what 5%, if
If
that.
that, I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
we're obviously talking about the weird bad ones.
yeah.
And
So
yeah, and like you were saying, I had no clue what the hell any of my teachers ever did, even in high school. I was like, hey man, what are you doing? Football coaches, nothing. I never knew any of that. The only reason I knew what my wrestling coaches were doing on the weekends is because they were at the wrestling tournaments that we were going to as a squad.
yeah, so they're doing the same thing you were.
Yeah, but other
So
than that, I didn't know what the heck they were doing. And we all like, everybody like knew that teacher that they thought might be gay or something, but it's not like, hey, what are you doing this weekend?
yeah, so I mean,
It's
it
like
was
nobody
never.
cared even back then.
No, we didn't care. It was just whatever. He's still a teacher and don't really care. I mean, if he was a cool teacher, then he's a cool teacher. If he was a dick, he was a dick, and he just had to deal with that. And um, I never knew what kind of lifestyle they lived outside of school for sure.
Well, let's put it this way: how many teachers nowadays, or I wonder how many kids, if they go to class, and I don't know if you ever had this guy, won't say his name, cool teacher, but if you he didn't care if you gave the wrong answer, but if he asked you a question and you said I don't know, you had to do 20 push-ups.
Yep, I remember that teacher.
One day, I was like, you know what? I'm not doing the push-ups, and I kept saying no, and then I had to do 120 by the end of the class.
Still
But
had
that
a
built character.
yeah, yeah. It's even the wrong answers are better than you know.
Well, it just shows you're not even trying.
Yeah, at least if you give the wrong answer, you at least look like you're trying. I guess.
Now, as an adult, if you don't know, it's probably better to say you don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Don't just do the wrong answer. Especially,
I get what he was doing
yeah,
though.
yeah. If you're like an engineer and they're like, should this wall go in there? Is that supposed to be stabilizing? I don't know.
It's doing it.
It's
Just give
doing
it
it
time.
right.
It's Boeing. It gets to a certain access and it brings itself back. It's fine.
Exactly. So, uh, for the kids and stuff, do you think the the LGBTQ community, and because you're seeing such a rise in this, do you think this is like a place for kids that maybe don't know themselves, not exactly gay or bi or trans. They just don't know who they are yet. You think this is a place that they, kind of go to feel, I don't know, like they belong, or like a social, kind of a clique without being a clique, I guess. Maybe it is a clique.
Yeah, I think it is. I think we currently live in a world where, like we've said before, I think there's a lot of people dealing with a lack of self identity, self worth. So, and then you add in going through puberty and the fact that kids, like in high school, are assholes. I mean, I had a bully. We made fun of people. Sorry. But like you mix all that up and then you just and you have nothing because like we even like we go out and play basketball. I'd be horrible at it, but we were always out doing something. Like we were out doing stuff, and like there's like not much of that anymore. So I think it's kind of like how people get sucked into cults. It's someone who doesn't have something, so they give them something to fill the
They
void
give
in
them
their life.
acceptance or
Yeah, like, and they give them self-worth. I mean, it might not be the right stuff, and I think that's what's happening. And then like they swoop in and like I remember one guy. Well, I didn't know him. It was this guy I know's brother. But apparently he went to a psychiatrist, not the guys that give you drugs, but just the ones that listen to you talk.
yeah, therapist.
And he was having a hard time with ladies.
Yeah.
And the shrink said, "Well, have you ever tried being gay?"
What?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a big leap.
And he might be gay now. I'm just not. I guess you'd have to be pretty lonely. Well, if no lady will have me.
I don't really like dick.
But you know, winters are cold.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's super. I don't really feel like that's what they should be doing.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't be coming anywhere near kids, and that's why it used to be the jobs of the adults in these kids' lives to protect them. Because like you can't even say that because like you can't even say like, oh, there's nothing wrong with the blah blah. Because if you look and there's plenty of video all over the internet of these gay pride parades, and they're sick. Like I would say, I mean, I don't know about all of them, but all the videos you see going around, there's just a bunch of degenerates, and then there's kids there, a bunch of guys walking around with thongs and ball gags in their mouth and crap, and it's like, I that's what you want around your children, and the parents that took their children to see that, to check that box in their left wing suburban Karen, check card, they need to be looked at because I don't know.
I mean, in a simpler time, that would be almost abuse, or it's like showing.
Not even a simpler time. That is technically illegal.
Yeah,
because there are guys
it's
that walk around
exposing
naked.
Yeah,
that is indecent exposure to a child, and that's how you get a sign in your yard and your name on a website. But not anymore. It's totally acceptable now.
Now you got not everywhere.
Christina Aguilera walking around with a giant Hulk strap-on dong.
Yeah, pretending to
at a family-friendly concert.
Yeah, pretending to masturbate.
Yeah, it was inappropriate.
You think?
That's one way to try to jumpstart your career.
Yeah. Well, I think her career's back to where it was, or what?
Before anybody knew who the hell she was.
Yeah. I just don't.
I need to do something big, and it needs to be green.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, and like we're saying, we're focusing on the children because this is
the children. Yeah, we're focusing on the children because they're the ones that if you're older and like I've said, if someone's dealing with this, I personally feel it's in your best interest. If your girl thinks you're a guy thinks you're a girl, whatever. If you want to wear the clothes and cut your hair, wear the makeup, whatever. But do yourself a favor and don't do anything medical as far as drugs, surgeries, any of that until you're 30.
Okay, let's go on that. So, do you think it's child abuse to give child puberty blockers? Some of these chemicals that they're using for puberty blockers are actually what they used to use for chemical castration to child abusers.
Did they ever stop using them?
I don't know. Do they still chemically castrate child abusers? I guess it has to be voluntarily. I don't think they do it as a punishment. Do they? I mean, they don't just give it to you.
I don't know. They should. They should do that.
Well, they should just.
I don't know if it's a real thing. Have you ever heard of the glass rod punishment?
I think I've heard of it.
I'm thinking I heard of it from Thailand or something, or wherever that guy got caned for
Singapore.
spray painting. But
Singapore.
Yeah, where if you're a convicted rapist or child molester, supposedly this could be totally out of left field, made up, urban legend.
Might be
but
from
you get
a movie.
Thin glass tube down the old urethra, and then they break it.
Oh my god! I just say cut it off. Unicum.
Well, at that point, you basically have even after it heals, you basically have a permanent case of gonorrhea.
Yeah. Ooh,
Maybe we should do that. I mean, I don't know.
I
But then you
agree.
have people trying to normalize this stuff with what the heck was that? It kind of failed pretty quick. But they were trying to make pedophilia a sexuality.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to join the LGBTQ community. They're like, and then even they were like, that ain't.
Well, no, it
Some
was
of them.
LGBTQ people that were pushing this minor attracted disorder or some
Yeah.
crap. But it's like, no, no. I think even, I don't know if they pushed it away because that was too far for them or they realized that society, even as crazy it is now, wasn't going to buy into that
There's
shit.
no way
But
that anybody would be like, listen, it's a disease. You're a sick fucking person. Sorry, but you should definitely seek help. Maybe chemically castrate yourself. You know,
yeah, even if it's like, well, sometimes you just feel that way and then,
that's
but they
fine.
don't act on it.
But
I
some,
mean,
but
well,
but
that you need to find Jesus and get some help before you do something stupid because after it happens, you're pretty well better off dead.
yeah, because I mean, you're just even if you don't act on it, there's always that chance that a person will, and that's going to ruin a child, even destroy a child's innocence, basically. Which,
Yeah, and they all build up to it. I mean, that's how serial killers start. But to your point, I mean, it's 100,000% child abuse because you're permanently jacking these kids up. This that crazy lady on that Ben Walsh, What Is a Woman, who's a gender affirming therapist who's all about keep putting these kids on puberty. We put them on hold, and then when they're ready, we take them off. Like that.
sometimes that doesn't work. They
Well,
don't
and
just
that
hit
drug is
puberty later.
specific.
Yeah.
They do give kids that drug, but it's for kids that actually have a disorder where their puberty kicks in super early, and that can cause like stunted growth and all kinds of stuff. So like there is a use for it in extreme cases, but not because, well, little Timmy doesn't want to know if he wants to be little Tammy, so we're just gonna pump him full of drugs and chemically castrate. Yeah, that's just abuse on humanity because this isn't. You're dealing with people in the early stages of their life, and you're giving them things and talking them through things that are permanent.
Children are just confused all the fucking time, anyways. I mean, I don't think I actually knew what the hell I was doing until I was like yesterday. I still don't, half the time I don't even know what I'm doing on the
Nobody
show.
completely has life figured out. I mean,
So I mean, but children are even more confused. Anybody? I don't believe. I believe once you're 18, you're an adult. So I mean,
legally.
legally, you're an adult. So you should be able to figure out at that point what you want to do with your life. And if it's take these drugs or whatever, or doing these surgeries, and you can afford it, I guess go for it. You're an adult, so do what you want. It's when these parents and these people are, maybe they're they're buying into it too much, and without knowing the actual repercussions of what will happen to these kids later in life. Um, Maybe when they turn 18, they realize this was a huge mistake. Or when they're 20 or 25 or 30, or but at least at 18 they can make that decision for themselves. There should be no elective surgeries performed to anybody under 18. It's just how I feel. And if they have a problem with it, I think these kids should go see a therapist, and not like the gender affirming therapist or whatever, an actual therapist that you know is willing to actually listen to what's going on. And most time I think what therapists do is just listen to your problems, and most time they try to let you work out your own decisions, your own things, but they'll kind of guide you, but they won't push anything on you. And I think that's what therapy used to be, um, not pushing one way or the other, letting you figure out for yourself, and let them go through that for a while or until they're 18. Then they can figure out what they want to do.
I do think even after, I don't even care if you're 40, because there isn't a whole lot of science on this, and because a lot of the stuff you're doing is permanent. Because it's like What the heck is the difference between someone? I don't even, like I said, I don't care if you're 40 and you're a dude. And you're like, I've always felt like I was in a woman's body. What the heck is the difference between that person going into a doctor and having their junk cut off and having fake breasts put in than someone who truly believes that they're supposed to be an amputee and wants their arm cut off? What's the difference?
Nothing. You're still taking.
So, if you're going to go through this and you have to do this to be mentally sane and mentally healthy, and you're actually one of those 0.02% people, there should probably be a certain amount of therapy, not gender affirming therapy, just like therapy before you can actually do any of that shit. If we actually like I'm all about like I'm not like ridiculous full out libertarian, do whatever the hell you want. If I want to shoot heroin up in the street, I
No,
can't. 'Cause
like I said, within the guidelines of the law.
But like, protecting, but then you're still like, if you go through the therapy, you still want to do it, then you can do it.
Yeah.
But like, but it's just like even that one transgender doctor who's done tons of whatever surgeries they call it, and on as young as people as 14, who is also a trans, she used to be a dude. She thinks that the person who wants to cut their arm off is crazy, bonkers.
Yeah.
But but what they do is completely fine, no problem whatsoever.
It's more like no. I'd rather have my arm cut off than my genitalia.
Well,
if I
see,
had
you're part of the other side of the crazy.
Yeah, if somebody gave me the option to do one or the other, screw this arm. I don't need it. I can be a lefty or a righty or whatever one you want to take. Whatever. Just don't take my manhood.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't do a lot of work.
So yeah, that stuff is definitely like I think it goes beyond just regular child abuse. I mean, that's some kind of vindictive, weird. The people that are pushing this and are like making it all like sunshines and rainbows should be put in jail.
Do you think it has something to do with Big Pharma? I mean, do you think because they make hundreds of millions of dollars on these drugs and stuff?
Well, I think
do you
year.
think it's Big Pharma, the lobbyist, pushing this shit to some of these senators and presidents?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I think it's not a huge industry right now, but it was over. I know it was over 100 million, and it's projected to get as high at the rate we're going now, as high as like 700 million between the drugs, the surgeries, and all that, and then plus all the aftercare if you actually go through with the full surgery. Now there are some people, I guess, that had the surgery and like were one of the very few with slight complications, but it's like I don't know. It's just like I feel like somebody who wants to go through all that and do that much stuff to their body probably needs to see a therapist.
Yeah. So the left is pushing this a lot. There's a lot of people on the left pushing this. A lot of
president's pushing it.
Yeah. This isn't a winning battle. This has obviously been pulled, especially towards children, that people are not for this. It's a very small margin. It's the far left that agree with this stuff. Why are they fighting these losing battles? I understand. I guess if you have enough conviction, but I don't understand why you're doing it if you're not gonna, win. I guess the next election, or there's some places like New York and parts of California that no matter what you say, you're probably, going to get voted back in. But there's areas where, like, and for the majority of America, this is not a winning issue. I just don't understand what they're doing here.
Well, any answer to that's going to start falling into the conspiratorial realm. Except for when you look around and actually see what's happening. I mean, it's all this is being done is to destabilize the civilization or our civilization, our culture, and all that. I mean, that's not a conspiracy theory because it's actually happening, and you have people talking about
the liberal world order,
one world order. And the only way for that to work is if the United States isn't around, and the only way you'll ever bring down the United States is from within. And they've been doing it, probably started hot and heavy actually implementing it under Obama by separating us by race. And I guess they felt like they may have burned the candle on both ends on that one. So now it's to transgender. If you've noticed, nothing ever really gets fixed. They pick an issue, they run on it, tell us how we're all horrible people and how the country's horrible. And then when they burn that out and people are like, what? That's dumb. Then they find something else and they move to that.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'd like to ask a question to our audience. In case you are on the left, I'd like to wonder what have they actually done to help any of these issues they keep bringing up? What did they do for the black community after the George Floyd thing and after race was a big thing? What have they actually done for the LGBTQ community other than actually probably vilify them more than they should be vilified? You know, they're they're doing nothing but causing more harm to these communities than they're doing any good, you know. As far as I see it.
no, it's 100% accurate.
So,
Like nothing's really been done. You heard about like all the money that BLM got and nobody knows where it went. And then the owner bought like $4 million for the houses. Like you hear this stuff all the time, but you never, then like, here's a story, zero follow up.
yeah. And I mean, I think the media is more to blame than the government.
Well, I think that right now, like
they might be
the
one
media-
in the same hand, you know.
Yeah, they're lockstep. I mean, most media nowadays is all just the propaganda arm of the government. I mean, literally, like the way it was kind of laid out, the press is supposed to be not really the enemy, but like they're not supposed to be friends. Like the press should always be questioning the people in power to keep them honest. That's why we have freedom of the press, so they can do that. These people are like, nope, and you can see it because every mainstream media outlet, they all say the exact same shit in step every day. I mean, not just them, it's all the politicians, everything. So, I mean, I don't know. So I can't believe they're pushing it. Like, I mean, because they got to hire their, I don't know, Biden's cabinet is just full of.
You want to get into
I mean,
that?
obviously,
We can real quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it has to do with children anyway. So,
yeah, I mean, they hired a new DOE person that
he had a nuclear waste, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know if he transgender or a crossdresser.
No, I think he might be a little bit of a crossdresser, but I think he's definitely a pedophile.
Well, yeah, he was in support of that website that got shut down by Eric Holder, Obama's DOJ, for child porn.
I think it was called.
But now he works for the Department of Energy.
I think it was called By Boys. So
it was something like that. It was something like horrendous,
super inappropriate,
super creepy.
Yeah. And this is what they keep hiring these folks that are way. And you know what's killing me is freaking Biden was supposed to be the moderate, you know, the unifier. He was going to unify America after Trump was so decisive or divisive, and he hasn't unified shit. If anything, him and his obviously I don't know if he knows what the hell he's doing. Probably doesn't. I don't know if he knows who's actually
Obama or Biden.
Obama might be the one pulling the strings. I don't effing know, but I know Biden. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Because I don't know if Biden 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I don't think would have gone for what his cabinet has gone with. You know, it's been like weird hire after weird hire, and he just goes farther and farther left. Eventually, he's going to have a convicted freaking child molester on his cabinet or one of his places. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if he already did. I mean, our assistant secretary of health, or the first Commodore lady, female Commodore, who's actually a man, is so has to do with health. Probably by the chart, I know it's a bad word now, is probably obese, and he's a man who thinks he's a woman.
Well, he's the first woman to be a 4-star general.
They said female, And female is an actual like medical term for a female.
Yeah,
with the
he's
chromosomes
definitely
and everything.
not that.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. This is the second person in charge when it comes to our national health. Someone who is dealing with a mental health condition and is overweight. And you're going to tell me how I need to be healthy. Okay. I don't think so.
It's like we're somehow I think we're in some kind of weird parallel universe that shit just got crazier and crazier.
Well, aren't we going to get even crazier tomorrow?
I think it was today, so I don't know. We might be
Oh.
maybe tomorrow is when I don't know when they turned
Is
it
it
on.
tomorrow or today?
It might
when
be.
they turned
It might be
on?
tomorrow that the Large Hadron Collider is turning on and doing its biggest smash ever.
I remember reality where boys were boys and girls were girls.
Boom.
Is that a Mandela effect? Hey, I don't know. Things could actually get weirder. We'll have to see if any new ones pop up.
And in case you don't know what the Mandela effect is, we did an episode on it not too long ago, probably 3 episodes ago, maybe 2. I don't know. Can't remember.
That's right. You're not going to walk away any smarter, but you will have an idea of what it is.
We do the most skimmest idea of what it is because we took it not very seriously, as it should not be.
We give you the bare bones description of what it is, and then make endless movie references to explain it.
Yes. So just remember, also to like, subscribe, whatever else, comment, a 5-star reviews, all that crap. Because somehow we've either turned a bunch of people stopped watching us, which is possible.
Yeah, I think we're being shadow banned.
Or
shadow banned.
Somehow we are not getting the I don't know, what is it? The notifications sent out, whatever.
Yeah, it could be. That's sometimes how they do it. They won't send out notifications that you're you put a show out, and then they won't put you in search algorithms because it was kind of weird. We were steaming along, and then our numbers dropped.
Our numbers were actually going up. Then all of a sudden they got cut in to a third of what they were.
Yeah, so I don't know. Just like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Always check in every Monday.
At 5:30. Yep.
Unless we say something came up and we're not going to put out an episode, but you'll know.
Yeah, we'll give you a heads up a week before at least.
And if you don't like it, still hit the like button and then just talk shit in the comments.
I don't. Yeah,
all
like
about
I said, just talk as much shit as you want because it actually makes my day a lot better when you talk shit about us.
Yeah, we're those people that
I find the best.
If you get a good burn, we're gonna.
I'm gonna actually laugh about it, and I'm gonna probably share it. So, yeah.
So we got that through.
So I'm gonna end this with this question. I did it I'm doing it like Matt Walsh. You're not a biologist. I know that. Can you tell me what a woman is?
Yes. A woman is an adult human female. Yeah. I might actually pull the clip and put it right here if I do it right here of a guy. Well, no, not here yet because I'm explaining it, but a guy who's like, I don't know what a woman is. I don't know how to define a woman because I'm not he's like, I'm not a woman or something like that.
The one where he's like, well, he kept going circular. Is that the one you're going back to? Or
Well, it's a guy in the street and he was like, and I don't know if it was a guy or a girl because he looked like he had long hair, looked like he might have had breasts, but he's like, I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know what a woman is. And he's like, do you know what a cat is? Are you a cat? And they're like, I made a mistake. And then just turned around and walked off.
I saw that.
So if I can find that clip, I'm going to insert that clip right here.
Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
This is actually a genuine mistake. I am sorry I even came up there.
You want to tell us what a woman is?
What a great clip.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that clip and the one where the guy just keeps being like, a woman's a woman. He's like, yes, but what is that? He goes, "It's a
Or
woman."
that weird therapist at the beginning of the movie. She's like, because he's like, well, I like scented candles. Does that make me a woman? It could. I mean, I'm not a woman who's blatantly. She was obviously at least was a woman.
Yeah.
Now I get. I don't even know if she identified as a man either.
I think she was non-binary or non.
Yeah, she was non-binary. But but you could be. I don't know what a woman is, so I wouldn't know. And that lady was out there. I mean, they all had the weird kind of like wide eye look, you know. He was talking to some congressman or senator too, and that dude actually shut the conversation down before he could get, because he always asked him at the end, "What is a woman?" And he had to yell it to the guy while he was walking away because he shut it down so fast because he couldn't answer anything. That is a very, if you want a real good look at what's going on, whether or not you're on the left or right, if you're on the left, you probably should watch it. Just watch that movie and listen to their arguments and how there's no fact, nothing, it all falls apart. That's probably,
and he's super. I mean, he's not like mean or anything. I mean, he just asks like the simplest questions you can ask.
Yeah, I mean, he's very technical and logical, so he can probably come off as condescending sometimes. But he just asks questions. Like, I don't know how he
did what a reporter should do.
Answers.
Like, he just asks questions.
So yeah, it's definitely. I would say in the current culture, which other countries do not want this crap coming to their country. They do not want American culture.
You think any of these Middle Eastern countries are, you think this is helping them like the USA?
Yeah. No. And like I said, they do not want this in their country.
I just want to let you know that a lot of Europe is not for what we're doing to kids and the way we're pushing these. Like a lot of Europe, the super liberal Europe is also against doing this to kids. Like,
yeah, apparently they realize that kids become adults.
Like a lot of them,
have
banned puberty blockers to children under 18.
Smart.
Yeah, it is smart, and yet we keep promoting it. So, there's
I don't know. I think November is going to be pretty interesting, even if people are upset about Roe v. Wade. I don't think it's be enough to make up for.
I think Republicans will have a 55, 45 lead in the Senate. And I don't know what the House could be a major win. It could be up 45 seats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Cause people can be mad over something that wasn't never constitutional being deemed unconstitutional. But I know when I put 16 gallons of gas in my car, it cost me over $80. And I care more about that shit than these people being like, oh, we might go on a sex strike. This is going to ruin hookup culture. Sorry. I'm more concerned about being able to afford to go to work because I can't put gas in my car.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's going to carry with a lot of people.
The fact that, you spend $100 in groceries and you get like two apples and, a half a hamburger.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. And then and Biden came out and said, "Oh, the gas prices are going to be high until Putin's war is over." And and like nobody's gonna look. The support for the whole thing with Ukraine, I think, in this country is
it's definitely down.
Especially now that they're pinning it to the gas price, well, you can stop messing with them because we don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I don't understand how we have a gas problem in this goddamn country. We have I think I took a picture of it. I can't remember. Wasn't too long ago, about how much fuel or how much oil is in this country, and it was an obscene amount. Let me look at my photos. It is we have 264 billion barrels of oil reserves in the U.S. 264 billion barrels at least. And that's just what they know. And they know there's going to be more that they haven't found.
And they've come back.
We have more untapped oil than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined.
Yeah, I think we have the largest oil deposits.
We also have the largest natural gas deposits in the world.
This truly is the land of milk and honey, Kevin.
No, but we got a bunch
And
of
by
bees
milk and
trying
honey,
to,
I mean oil and gas.
yeah. Well, I mean, except for the honey is covered by bees that won't let you get into it.
That's another problem we're having too. There's a lot of people using pesticides that kill bees, and when bees die, it's going to cause a big problem. Shouldn't kill pollinators unless they're like Africanized, like honeybees, or there is an actual certain type of aggressive wasp that will actually just like come after
Well,
you.
fuck wasps. I don't think wasps pollinate, do they?
Yeah, they're pollinators.
Are they?
They don't make honey, but they pollinate.
Well, fuck them though.
Yeah, we've had wasp nests in our house. They never bother. I've had a wasp nest on my front porch. It keeps solicitors away. Never bother me. I walk in, walk out, never bother me.
Hope you get stung in the junk.
That's not nice. It's like, is that swollen? Or are you happy to see me? It's swollen. Not in a good way.
No, in a good way.
Yeah, we had to get rid of some wasps at our house when we sold it, and we used peppermint oil.
Yeah, I think that was in 2015. I think that
It's still an
report I
ongoing
saw.
problem.
Yeah, yeah, for sure the bees are, but no,
But then like then we got the Japanese murder hornets or whatever.
well, yeah,
I thought I saw one on the back of my house. We have like a Boston ivy wall at the old house, and I mean, that bastard was that big, and I think it's a tarantula hornet or tarantula hawk.
yeah. They're. I used to have that Japanese. What was that? Japanese wasp killer or something. But it was like it was a wasp itself, but it killed like these cicada killer. And I had one nesting in my driveway at my old house, and that thing I've never seen anything like. I didn't know they were around here, but I mean it was like 2 inches long. It was, yeah, you could actually see the stinger like on it. You're like, holy shit.
Those tarantula hawks are freaky though. They lay their larvae inside the tarantula and then they eat them from the inside out while they're alive.
Yeah, super creepy.
And we do have tarantulas here, especially during mating season. You see
yeah, I remember being down there and like they're all over the roads and stuff, just like.
Mm-hmm. They're
like
not, and you can pick them up. They're not aggressive spiders.
No, but they're still a spider and fuck spiders.
Well, you have arachnophobia though.
I do have arachnophobia.
I don't really get rid of many house spiders because, and the reason I don't is we do have a problem with. Well, I did have a black widow underneath my sprinkler thing. That was kind of.
I feel like that you should not keep that around.
No, but we have brown recluses down here, and they can jack you up, especially if you're allergic to them.
Yeah, they do that little thing where it starts eating away your skin.
Yeah, but they don't like other spiders.
No,
that's why I like normal house spiders. I mean, I'll clean their webs up and stuff, but
yeah, I don't try to like if they're on the ceiling or something, I'm not like going out of my way to try to kill them. But I mean, if they're on me or near me,
pull up my 12 gauge double op buck and blast that shit to hell.
And this is why I keep burning down my houses.
That's why I have so much plaster in my basement.
Yeah. But was there anything else we want to talk about?
Just another tragic shooting in Chicago done by some crazy asshole who dressed up like a woman so nobody could see all his freaky tattoos. I'm pretty sure he's probably a far right Catholic, devout Catholic.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that's
Trump
usually
supporter.
Yeah, because they hate the 4th of July.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think there might have been some other stuff going on, but has that Supreme Court decision come out yet about the voting thing? I don't think it has. If it has,
no, and I think they're done. They're not in session anymore, so I don't think it's going to be.
They didn't come out with that one? Are they going to be in session again before the November election?
I think so. I think in August they are.
I hope so. That was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I don't think that one got. I know the EPA got. They can't they can't just make up laws.
Why is nobody? I would totally be using that case as precedent against ATF.
Yeah. So I know like these 3-letter agencies are not allowed to make their own laws. Everything should go through the legislative branch, then has to be constitutional. Then the one where the dude praying on the 50-yard line. That one was for, but then they also did the one where you can't ship the stay in Mexico thing for the
Yeah,
immigration.
well, I think the
That
problem
one-
is it might have been how Trump. I think if it depends on how that case was brought up, it was on whether or not Biden has the power to end it because Trump implemented it. Now, whether or not it's good or bad for the country is one thing, but whether or not he can do it is another.
Yeah, I think just constitutionally or whatever, I think that's where it got iffy. I don't think it was fought right. So I think that's more. And you can see how a lot of these places, they're trying to do their. I mean, a lot of them are trying to do their best on the Supreme Court to just follow what the Constitution says, and something's constitutional or not. As much as you might not like the rulings, it is what it is. It's just it's a check and balance, people. That's all it is. Check and balance.
Yep.
Make sure one branch of the government does not overstep its bounds.
Keep it in the confines of the Constitution, baby.
Remember, we're the United States of America. It's where the states should always have more control over or more power than the federal government over most issues.
And that's what's cool about federalism, because if you live in a state that's a commie-run shithole like Chicago, whole West Coast, pretty well East Coast, north of Virginia, maybe not Maine, I don't know those people up there, then you can move. That's a beautiful thing about federalism. Oh, I did hear that. I didn't see his response, but like Gavin Newsom was like, if you don't like Florida, you should come to California.
Not know, like most of the people from California already ran to Florida.
Yeah, but I guess if Florida's got any like psycho far left, I want to be controlled and just be like, have the boot on my back, left wing ideologues, come to California. We will take you and we will charge you shit tons of taxes and do everything to make your life worse. So yeah, that happened too. But he made a response and I couldn't see it because it was on Epic Times and I canceled my subscriptions.
He's on Truth Social.
That's fine. I'm going to find him and troll him.
Can't
block me on Truth.
I just find it weird that he'd be on it at all, but he was. I got a little notification. Gavin Newsom is now on Truth Social.
Well, I mean, it's not just a place for right-wing people. I mean, it's a place for everybody.
But I mean, the way it was, people made it out to
apparently
be
Twitter's still hasn't turned their stuff around. Kicked Jordan Peterson off because he didn't say anything malicious. He just asked a question that had to do with all the massive amount of confusion when it comes to dealing with someone who's transitioned. And he's like, well, I'm not deleting it. So they're like, all right, well, you're out.
Then the dude from the Room Report, he got kicked off, suspended, I think, because he retweeted what.
Yeah, he said like Jordan Peterson got kicked off for this, and so he got suspended too.
Yeah. Yeah, Twitter's still ran by a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, and technically Elon Musk doesn't have anything in it. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. I just want to say that if anybody or any kid or even if you know somebody's dealing with it, like, I think gender affirming is no different than going up to a schizophrenic and telling them that the voices they're hearing in their head are totally real and they should do whatever they say. I think you should seek real help, not like someone who's going to challenge you, not someone who's going to be like, yes, you should do this. And if you feel like that's the path for you, like you said, like Kevin said, when you're 18, you can do whatever you want. But I think you would really like yourself a lot more if you just waited until your brain has been fully developed and you know that this is the choice you want to make. Because if you want to make that, this is America. If you want to do that, whatever. But trying to normalize it and make me accept that my problem comes in where I have to be like buying into the fact that yes, a man, we can have pregnant men. A man can become a woman, all this stuff. I'm like, no, if you want to do that and play pretend, that's fine. I don't have to buy into that. That's the beauty of America. And that's what's getting shut down right now. And that's what my biggest problem is. It's like, You can do you, but as soon as you require me to delve into your shit, no, we got a problem.
Yeah. Like I'm all about you doing you. You don't force me to believe whatever you believe. That's not what America is. America is we all have the freedom to think how we want to think. Um, we just try not to be assholes to each other and making somebody, yelling at somebody or, because they don't want to believe what you want to believe. And then you want to, bitch about, the churchgoers and stuff because you think they're pushing their church stuff on you, but yet you want to push your 18,000 pronouns. That's not the way to do things. So basically, you don't have to be friends or get along with everyone to have a happy life. You just got to get along with yourself and maybe one or two other people.
That's right. You gotta have a buddy. Have a buddy, Kevin.
So that's about it. You don't need the world to accept who you are. If you need the world to accept who you are, then you obviously do not like who you are.
It's because you're lacking something.
Yes. So find out what makes you great. Explore that. Enjoy it and try to find inner peace. Other than that, this was another heavy episode. Maybe next week we'll do something fun. Something more.
Well, I did. You never responded to it, but I kind of want to do an episode on Celebrity 2 Cents, the opinions nobody asked for.
Yes, we can do that next week. Let's do how Hollywood's full of dummies and they think that they're more important than they are. Perform
that
for
can
me.
Be fun.
Perform for me, monkey. I don't care what your thoughts are, though. Exactly.
So yeah, that might be next week. So I think it probably will be.
Okay. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for listening. All 12 of you right now, or 13, I guess.
You rock!
You guys are awesome. Maybe
Dozen of awesome!
So thank you so much. And I'm Kevin.
And I'm Josh.
And this was The Lost Art of Common Sense.
Common Sense! We'll see you next week, everybody.